sing the whole thing. Young Jay. Imagine me above the trees. I pick up your imagination. So sweet how I rise above the sky for your eyes. Imagine me above the trees. I pick up your imagination. So sweet how I rise above the sky for your eyes. Boom. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Trying to get some cash. It's all love. Sorry, I had the time messed up, man. The time that's on my computer, it's not matching up with the time where I'm at, man. But I'm headed back to the house today. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get some cash, man. I guess I can't bet at the house because I'm gonna get there too late. See what I'm saying? So I might have to put some plays in here. And then if I win, it just gives me an excuse to come back here. You see what I'm saying? But it's all love, man. It's all love, man. We trust in ourselves. We remember we're gonna trust ourselves. We're gonna stay calculated. We're gonna make smart decisions, man. No regrets. See what I'm saying? Man, we trying to get some cash, man. We trusting ourselves, trusting our instincts, making calculated decisions. You see what I'm saying? And let's get some cash, man. It's a tough card here today. It's not a tough card, but it's a huge card, man. So we're gonna get straight to it. I appreciate everybody in the chat, people that's been waiting for an hour. I appreciate y'all, man. There's a lesson in every single thing. It's something I've been figuring out the last few days. We always trying to learn and get better. There's a lesson in everything. There's a reason for everything. Everything happens for a reason, my guy. You see what I'm saying? So no matter what happens, no regrets. We making calculated decisions. We trusting ourselves as well, trusting our instincts, my guys. Let's get straight to it in this one, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Detroit in this one, man. The Pistons, they're fucking their ass. You know what I'm saying? I can't say you could never look towards the Pistons because like any team can cover on any given night, any given Monday, but I can't go anywhere near the Pistons. Man, this team is absolutely horrible. I don't think it's the coach. The players just don't fucking care, man. Pacers, this is how I'm looking at the game. Pacers are obviously coming off the championship loss. They were in Vegas. Now, I don't know if they went and partied after a loss or what, but they only had one day in between games. So they probably had to go ahead and fly out and get ready for Detroit. It's a little different from the Lakers. We know that they went and partied. I partied with a couple of Lakers. So I know, you see what I'm saying? Hachimura was at the club. Christian Wood was at the club. Who else? Paul Pierce was there. Hachimura, he left with 6 in them things, man. But that's not what we're talking about here. But Pacers, in theory, in a bounce back spot here, could only look towards Pacers. The way that they run and gun, the way that the Pistons hadn't been playing defense, could only look towards the Pacers here. The line was at 6.5 yesterday. So I mean, you're getting a little bit. You probably could have took it yesterday, but still, I could only look Pacers here. Even though the Pistons at the house, they've lost what 18, 19 straight games. I'm just not looking their way. I'm sorry. That's one team that they're not even really showing signs, man. They were for a couple of games, but I can't go anywhere near this team. So it's a simple game. Could only look towards the Pacers bounce back. They are coming from Vegas, so you never know what's going to happen. But for me, I can only look towards Pacers. Small lean to the Pacers. Didn't nothing strong enough to bet the game there, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Orlando in this one, man. Magic land 2 at the house here versus the Cavs. And I know that Mobley's still out, but I'm not necessarily sure that the Magic should be laying points in this particular spot. That's just me, though. Cavs have beaten them 5 straight times. They beat them 7 out of the last 8 times as well. Cavs were favored versus the Heat. And now they're underdogs versus the Magic. I'm not so sure about that. In my opinion, I think the Magic might start to revert back to the mean here. They do have the Celtics on deck, but they got 3 days off before that game, so it's no real look ahead for the Magic there. But I feel like the Magic really exceeded expectations. Now they're pretty banged up. We'll see if Suggs plays, because if you were down Suggs, you were down Markelle Fultz and Wendell Carter Jr., the bodies start to pile up there. And you don't have many point guards. You know what I'm saying? Black, he's a good defensive point guard. He's not like a true point guard. You can bring Cole Anthony off to bring him in there as the starting lineup, but it's not the same when it comes to when it's not the same with their bench. If you take Cole Anthony out the bench, then now what happens when he goes out of the game? See what I'm saying? So if you start Black and Anthony, who's going to be the point guard off the bench here? So in my opinion, if you like Orlando, I'd wait for Suggs. I definitely need Suggs in there. I know that the Magic have revenge in this spot. They just lost by 10 points up there in Cleveland, but that goes to show you right there, like, I think the Cavs are the better, more well-rounded squad. The Magic have been balling this year, but I still think the Cavs are a little bit, they're like maybe on a different tier, in my opinion, man. So you never know. You never know. Cavs could have went and partied out in Orlando. I mean, out in Orlando or Miami. But after that big Miami win, they could have went out and party. Remember, they were down 18 points in that game, came all the way back to win. That shows sign of a great team there, in my opinion. So just the line alone, I know the Magic ball out the house. They're 10-2 at the house, 9-2 against the spread as well, coming off a Smoke City spot versus the Pistons in that one. But I don't necessarily think that the Cavs, like, they're basically saying that the Magic are a higher graded team than the Heat. See what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't know what to do with this game. I'll be honest with you, man. What do y'all have to say in the chat? Me personally, they saying no Mobley or LeVert. Yeah, that definitely hurts. It definitely hurts there, but I still think the Cavs, I don't think they should be underdogs in this spot. That's all I'm saying. They could lose the game outright, but I don't know. Maybe I think Cavs, this game should be like Cavs -1 or something, but you never know what's going to happen here. See what I'm saying? I don't have a strong feel for this game, so I'm not betting. I could see it going either way. You see what I'm saying? So let me go to the next game here. Let's go over to the streets of Philly here. Sixers laying 12.5 at the house versus the Washington Wizards in this one. And my homeboy said yesterday, man, he was like, and I love him, but it's like I kind of just started to think, man, but he was like, the Wizards, I could never look towards the Wizards ever. You see what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, you're right. Never. You know what I'm saying? I could never look towards the Wizards as well. Yeah, worst team in the league. Yeah, all this shit. And then I look at this game and I'm like, I like the Wizards here, man. I do like the Wizards, but mainly because we know Joel Embiid. So, and I think we get a little bit of injury report manipulation in this game as well. Joel Embiid went through shooter. He's questionable with the knee. Remember last game, he was hobbling around or whatever with that knee. And they saying that he avoided major injury, but he's still banged up. So I see him go through shoot around, not full shoot around, partially. I mean, he went through shoot around. He kind of partially did practice yesterday. I think they might take it a little slow with Joel Embiid. And what makes sense here, if you're Joel Embiid and you have a knee injury and you're trying to make it deep into the playoffs, possibly win a championship, do you want to possibly be out for the rest of the season and mess your knee up even more versus the freaking Wizards? Personally, I don't think so. I think he's going to get ruled out this game. Now, he could play, but I think he's banged up. I don't see why you go. If this is Celtics, he's playing for sure. You know what I'm saying? If this is the Knicks, the Heat, the Timberwolves, he's playing for sure. But versus one of the worst teams in the league, I just don't see why you need to force it here. Not when you can win the game without them. I don't think they'll cover, though. That's just me. Now, the Wizards, not many times that you're going to be able to back them. But I think this is a good spot. They just lost to this team a few days ago as well. Remember, they only lost by 5. I know they were at the house, but it doesn't have been matter where the Wizards been playing. They've been ass. But they only lost by 5 in Washington a few days ago. You see what I'm saying? In theory, with the Sixers laying 10.5 on the road, they're supposed to come home and lay 13.5. And this line was at 11.5 yesterday. You see what I'm saying? So maybe the line is kind of saying maybe Embiid might not play here. I think that also the Wizards, I think they keep it within double digits, just like they did last game. And there's a special ref in this game as well. It's super, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, there's a special ref in this game. But that's all I'm going to say. I do like the Wizards here plus 12.5. And you know it's crazy? Last thing I'll say on this game, the last time that I was in Vegas and I left the day of, I had the Washington Mystics. I had them plus 6.5. I had them plus 5.5. You see what I'm saying? And I took them at BetMGM. I'm laying in bed earlier this morning. I'm like, this Washington team once again, it's the NBA this time. I like the Washington team once again on the day that I leave. And I think the Wizards, I think Embiid sits. I think the Wizards get the cover here. That's just me. You don't have to take it, my guys. But this is a spot that I do like the Washington Wizards plus the 12.5, my guys. I don't think Embiid plays. If he plays, I still think the Wizards get done. But I don't see why he should risk a serious knee injury versus the fucking Wizards. I don't see why. You know what I'm saying? I think the Wizards get the job done, cover the spread. They're probably not going to win, but plus 12.5, I think it's the spot. I think it's a good spot for the Mystics, for the Wizards. Hey, that's crazy. Both of them got some sorcery shit going on. But whatever. I like the Last time I was here, man, like Washington, I cashed with this shit too, man. I just cashed the ticket. See what I'm saying? Let's go over here to the streets of Charlotte in this one, man. Hornets getting 3.5 at the house versus the Miami Heat. Bam Adebayo still out. The hip injury must be pretty bad in that one, man. The total's going down in this one. Heat have owned the Hornets. They've won. They're 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games versus the Hornets. Hornets have covered 4 of the last 5 matchups here, and they've won 2 of the last 3. All of them been at the house as well. But Heat coming off a loss. It's been loss, win, loss, win. They're coming off a loss in the last one. They're probably finna bounce back in this one. If you look at it, all the Heat need to do is come in here and play sound defense. I mean, looks like the Hornets are possibly missing Mark Williams here. They're still missing LaMelo Ball as well. It's just not – I feel like the Hornets didn't have a horrible team. Well, I mean, I still think they're pretty bad. But with LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier got Bridges back, P.J. Washington. So I'm saying they got like a nice little like front 6 guys. But, I mean, the Hornets aren't going anywhere. They're not making the playoffs. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? LaMelo's out for a while. They might start to get like, you know what I'm saying? LaMelo, go ahead and sit out for a little while, which they're not horrible in the season, like record-wise, 7-13, but you're not making the playoffs, and that's when they start to make sense to tank and shit. If you're not going to go for the championship or make the playoffs, we might as well try to get the best draft pick, man. LaMelo's going to want out this motherfucker at some point, but Hornets coming off a win, Heat coming off a loss. I can only look towards Heat here. I know Kyle Lowry's questionable in this game. I still think that Heat get it done. This is not something that's super strong, to be honest with you, but I think the Heat are the right side in this game, man. That's the only way I could look. Like I said, the Hornets, they're not going to win many more games this season, man. I know I got on their colors, but I don't like the Hornets in this spot, man. I think the Heat, all they got to do is come out here and play sound defense like they usually do. Jimmy Butler, draw your fouls like you usually do. I don't think it matters if Lowry plays or not. The Heat are in the bounce back spot. Hornets in a letdown spot. They weren't supposed to win the game versus the Raptors. Raptors came all the way back and was up by like 8 points in the fourth quarter and still lost the game. I think the Heat come in here and shut these Hornets down, in my opinion, my guys. Can only look towards the Heat, minus the 3.5 here. Let's go over to the streets of Atlanta in this one, man. Hawks getting 2.5 at the house versus the Nuggets. I don't know what to do with this game. The Nuggets are the much better team, but I know that this is what I don't know about the Hawks. They can match up with a lot of different teams. Trae Young's going to be back in this one. Now, you need DeAndre Hunter because he's your best defender by far, and the Hawks don't play a lot of defense. They've lost 3 straight games. They're 1-9 against the spread last 10 games. I don't want to look towards the Hawks, but I also know that the Nuggets have not been a great team as far as covering the spread on the road, my guys. The Nuggets are 3-10 against the spread on the road. They've been burning their backers' money on the road, my guys. So I can't look towards the Nuggets laying points on the road. They're definitely the better team. They're definitely the more well-rounded team. Nuggets actually coming off 3 straight losses, my guys. They're actually coming off 3 straight losses, man. So maybe they can beat the Hawks if they won. I don't think I like about the Nuggets. This is their 8th road game in their last 11 games. They had a 3-game road trip. I actually think it was longer than that. I'm only looking at the last 10 games. They had a 3-game road trip, came home 1 game versus San Antonio, went back on the road versus Clippers, took my money in that one, 1 game at the house versus Houston, 3 more road games, 1 game back at the house, Houston. Now they back on the road, you know what I'm saying, again, bro, for a little 2-game road trip. So they're traveling all over the place. They are off 3 straight losses. They are the better team, but they've been burning their backers' money on the road, 3-10 against the spread. Another game. As you can see with the spread, I could see it going either way here, but I can't say, man, if I had to bet it, maybe I would just probably look towards Nuggets, especially off 3 straight losses here. And they basically got their full team back now as well. The Hawks, they will try to turn up versus better teams. The Hawks do that shit. They like when you don't think they're gonna do it, that's when they do it. But I'm not going near this game. I'm sorry, I'm not going near it. But with the Nuggets off 3 straight losses, I can't even say I lean their way. 3-10 against the spread on the fucking road. No, I'm not doing it. Let's go over to the streets of New York in this one, guys. Knicks land 4 points at the house versus the Toronto Raptors. I think these 2 teams got a little lawsuit going against each other as well. I don't really know what the shit was, but I think the Knicks were suing the Raptors for something there. So I'm sure the Raptors might have some up their sleeve in this one. No Mitchell Robinson, like he's out like 8 to 10 weeks. That's going to hurt. He's their main rebounder. He's their main defender. Hardenstein isn't bad. But now who you going to bring up as the backup center? You see what I'm saying? That's how you got to look at it. When the guy goes out, all right, so the guy off the bench is starting now. Now who's going to come off the bench? That's how you got to look at this shit, man. So Raptors coming off 3 straight losses. The Raptors aren't really a great team, in my opinion. I mean, that's just what I think. I think as long as you don't turn the ball over, Raptors capitalize on turnovers. You turn over, they get out and run and gun, and they'll smoke you in transition. If you don't turn the ball over and make them play in the half court, that's how you beat them. It's real simple. So the Knicks, they're coming off 2 straight losses. They could still possibly get this done. It's another game that I don't really have a really good feel for. I go off feel, but you can look at numbers and all this shit, but I go off spots. I go off feel, scheduling spots, what I feel deep within my soul. You see what I'm saying? I don't have a good feel for this game. I could see it going either way, but I know that the Raptors, like, they pissed off at the Knicks for that lawsuit. I do know that for sure. I saw that Brunson was questionable / probable or some shit like that, but we know Mitchell Robinson is out for sure. What do you guys think on this game, man? What do y'all think in the chat, man? I thought I saw Ronald in here earlier. I saw Ronald. Brunson in or out. I think Brunson's in. What would you say? How many points do Wizards score tonight in your opinion? I don't know. I just need them to cover that 12.5. Damn, Mitchell out for that long? Yeah, he's going to be out for a year, bro. I mean, he's going to be out for a little while. Brunson game time decision. Capella, sorry as fuck. Capella double. Damn, Mitch. Knicks money line. My guy says Raps on the spread. Y'all look towards the chat, man. They be on some shit in the chat, man. No feel either for this game. Yeah, I'm just not fucking with it. We don't even know if Brunson gonna play yet or not. I'm just not fucking with it. My guy says over 5-0 in Toronto and New York there. Let's go over here to the streets of Milwaukee in this one, man. Bucks laying 11/11.5 at the house versus the Bulls. I had got some intel. I got NBA insiders and shit. I got some intel on the Bucks. They don't like their coach, man. And I think the Bucks are a little in over their head. Obviously, we know that they're going to be pissed. This is how I'm looking at the game. So Bucks just lost to the Pacers. And we know Tyrese Halliburton doing the Dame time and shit. They play the Pacers next. I'm not going to lie. I like the Bucks in that game, in the next one versus the Pacers. It's at the house, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Dame is going to go crazy. Dame might go for 40 in that game. In this one, I actually lean towards the Bulls. Bulls are low-key starting to get hot. LaVine, they've actually had the most passes in the NBA over their last 3 games. Without LaVine, they've had like 326 passes, some that's tracked or whatever. That's the best in the league, top in the league without LaVine out there. They're happy. They're moving the ball. They love that his ass is not out there on the court. They're 4-0 straight up and against the spread in their last 4 games, my guys. They're playing their best basketball right now. Now they're getting 11. They just beat the Bucks as well. I know that the Bucks have revenge. I know that they're pissed coming off the loss versus Vegas. Once again, they're still coming from Vegas. But the Bulls beat them 120-113 in overtime as 10.5-point underdogs, my guys. So Bucks laying 10.5 on the road, and they're supposed to come to the house and lay 13.5. See what I'm saying? At least this line is a little bit shorter, and I'll be honest, I can't lay double digits with the Bucks. I won't do it all season. If you go back and look at it, every single game that they've covered, that they've laid double digits this year, they have not covered. I'm gonna go back through them. So they laid 10.5 versus the Bulls, lost that one outright. They were laying 12.5 versus the Portland Trailblazers at the house, only won by 6. They were laying 13.5 versus the Washington Wizards at the house, only won by 3. They did lay 9.5 on the road versus the Wizards and won them by 13, but the game was closer than the final score. They laid 9.5 earlier at the house versus the Chicago Bulls, only won by 9. So they're 0-3 against the spread this year, guys, laying double digits. And to be honest with you, I think it's going to be 0-4. What I heard was that Dame is out on Griffin since day one. And Giannis, he can't really say nothing because it was his choice to bring in Griffin, Middleton. All these guys are out on Griffin already, man. And you see them coaching the game, they just don't really. It's one of those situations where the players are like the coaches out there. The guy, he's like really soft-spoken, my guys. So I can't look towards the Bucks here. I can only look towards the Bulls plus 11.5. I might get there with them, to be honest with you, man. I might get there with the Bulls. I think them plus the points are the right side in this game. Bucks have inner locker room, inner turmoil, I'm saying, with the coach, rookie head coach. Giannis and Dame, that's the only ones that they can rely on, man. Middleton, Beasley, Dame, they're all cones on defense, in my opinion. Let's go over here to the streets of H-Town in this one, man. Rockets laying 9 at the house versus the San Antonio Spurs in this one. It looks like it's going up 9.5. I don't know if somebody's out for the Spurs. I have to check back that, but Spurs did beat them earlier in the season. Major line flip to the Houston Rockets, but it might be a little bit too much, in my opinion, man. First off, Rockets could be a little, not fat and sassy, but they are coming off a huge win up there in Denver as well. Now, the Rockets ball out at the house. They're 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games. What are they against the spread at the house? So they're 8-1-1 against the spread at the house. In my opinion, though, this is still too many points. Now, we know the script with the Spurs. You want to look towards them first quarter and first half and full game for whatever reason. They just can't put shit together. But they are kind of moving around some lineups and kind of starting to figure some shit out, in my opinion, here. Honestly, I can't lay 9.5 with the Rockets. It's not that I can't do it versus any team, but these are in town. These are in-state rivals here. The Spurs and Rockets always play each other close, my guys. And in the first game, I wasn't surprised. I think I was on the Spurs in that first game as well. They were at the house. That was the beginning of the season. But to be honest with you, I think the Spurs can cover this game, man. I can't take them. I can't go official with the Spurs here plus a 9.5 because they've just been a first half team. So first half might be better for the Spurs here, especially with the Rockets coming back home off the Denver game. You know what? I'm gonna start tracking some too. I'm gonna start tracking some of these teams on Mondays. How do they do on Mondays? Because some of these players go out on the weekend. That's just what they do. They're millionaires. They can have whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? They're going out. It's just what they're doing. I need to start tracking some of these teams that are in big name cities or whatever, or party cities on Mondays, because that's like nobody feels like people that work 9 to 5. And then Mondays, you hate going to work on Mondays. I think the Spurs could cover this game, even though they're trash covering full games. I lean Spurs here plus a 9, plus a 9.5. To me, it was at 8.5 yesterday, and I was leaning to the Spurs. So I think Rockets are a little bit fool's gold. I think they will win the game, but I think this shit goes right down to the wire, and Spurs do what they do: lose like they probably have a lead and then lose that shit in the fourth quarter. But personally, I think the Spurs here plus a 9 is the right side in this particular game. Let's go over here to the streets of OKC in this one, guys. Thunder laying 12.5 at the house versus the Utah Jazz in this one. And this was going to be my play of the day. I was going to be all over the Jazz in this spot. I seen that Markin has been practicing and shit. See what I'm saying? He's had like 3 or 4 practices, bro. I don't know what they got going on. He's been fully practicing, and I said, you know what? Markin is gonna play tomorrow. He's gonna end up getting ruled in, and then he got ruled out. Walker Kessler got ruled out. Now John Collins has an illness as well. I know Lou Dort is out for the Thunder as well, but I'd say I lean to the Jazz, but with that many people out, man, I can't go official with the Utah Jazz. This was going to be my play of the day for sure. I was finna smoke this shit. I'm telling you that right now. I was finna go heavy on that Jazz plus 12.5 because I thought that they could match up, especially if Markkanen was in there. If they had Markkanen, they had Kessler, they had John Collins, that's a ton of size going up against Chet Holmgren, in my opinion, man. So I thought it was a good matchup to be taking 12.5, if that makes sense. I'm not saying like they would win the game, but we're talking about getting double digits, getting 4 or 5 possessions. I mean, the Jazz, they like to shoot a lot of threes. If they're making them, they can hang in this motherfucker. Only thing is, if they're missing them, they could get smoked by 30. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But I still lean Jazz here, plus a 12.5. I just think this is a spot where OKC probably just doesn't take them serious. The Thunder are starting to become upper echelon. They're going to start looking over some teams. They're going to start looking ahead to some bigger games. See what I'm saying? Really ball out. They're coming off a huge game, overtime win versus the Golden State Warriors. I'm never laying double digits with a team coming off an overtime win. See what I'm saying? They got a revenge spot versus the Kings coming up on deck. They got the Kings. They got the Nuggets on deck on the road. Just kind of sandwich in between some huge games. You just beat the Warriors, a big major step-up game. Win the overtime, they turned up in that one. Now you got the lowly Jazz before you go up against the Kings and the Nuggets, 2 teams you have revenge from, 2 teams that you're going to get up for. I don't like the spot here, land 12.5 with the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's just me personally. See what I'm saying? That's just me personally. I think the Jazz, even with all their guys out, I still think they could cover this game, my guys. I still think they can cover this game, man. Let's go over here to the streets of New Orleans in this one, man. This line is super funky. This is a funky-ass line right here. Pelicans coming laying 3.5 versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are damn near like one of the number 1 power-rated teams in the NBA right now. They're top of the West. All this. They're balling out. I know that Anthony Edwards is hurt, though. I know that he's banged up. Even the last game he played, he was like, I was just a little timid. I didn't want to hurt the injury again. I didn't want to do certain shit. He left the last game off 3 minutes. It's so unfair, man. I just went a little tangent real quick. I type in Anthony Edwards on Twitter because sometimes you can find a lot of info about a player just searching his name on Twitter. You, instead of seeing actual shit, you see everybody bitching and complaining that the guy only played 3 minutes and that they need to refund their bets and shit, man. Like, they just don't know that he's actually fucking injured. He took a hit in the hip and he couldn't return in the game, bro. Like, it's gonna happen. They was thinking it was some major conspiracy Oh, he played 3 minutes. He wasn't even on the injury report. Bro, you don't even watch the fucking games. He's actually hurt. I don't think that Anthony Edwards is going to play tonight. Me personally, I think the line tells us that. We know that the Wolves are probably the better. I'm not going to say a whole lot better. I ain't going to say that they're a whole lot better than the Pelicans because the Pelicans can ball. First off, now, let's get to this. They're coming off a game where they just got smoked. They just got smoked versus the Lakers. And we know what happened. They went out, they went to Vegas, and they partied. That's why they got smoked like that. This is a bounce back game. This team has been practicing hard for the last couple of days. They've lost 4 straight versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Remember, the Pelicans can ball. They just lost a game by 44 points, my guys. This is a bounce back spot for the Pelicans. Pelicans are finna come out here in the first quarter and first half and turn up, in my opinion. And you know what? I think they'll get it done in full game as well. I think this is a trifecta spot for the New Orleans Pelicans. This is a bounce back J spot. This is the Timberwolves. They've had a game. They just played a game, so they're not pissed anymore off of coming off their loss. From the tournament, whatever. The Pelicans, I think this team is fucking pissed. You see what they saying about Zion? Watch Zion go crazy tonight. All you need is a couple early fouls on Rudy Gobert, and the Pelicans gonna smoke this team by 20 points. I don't think that Anthony Edwards plays. That's just me personally. I think that's what the line is saying. Open up at 3, going up to 4. I really think they got to give Edwards some time off with a hip. If you really, you're number 1 seed right now. You really trying to make plays in the playoffs. This is the regular season. There's no playing hard for the tournament shit anymore. I think the Pelicans finna come out here and smoke these guys, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they finna come out here and smoke them from start to finish. Pelicans, first quarter, first half, full game. I think it's the spot here. I think it's the spot. They didn't party coming off the game from Vegas because they partied the game before. They partied before the Lakers game. This is the one. This is the one right here in the Pelicans. Remember, Trey Murphy, CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Zion. You're going to see Zion pissed. Oh, y'all want to talk about me being fat? It's all right, bet. I got something for y'all, motherfucker. I think the Pelicans finna come out here and cover the trifecta spot. That's what I think, my guys. Pellies, fly, Pelly, fly. Let's go over here to the streets of Memphis in this one, guys. Grizzlies getting a 1.5 at the house versus the Dallas Mavs in this one, guys. I want the Mavs to lose so I can take them tomorrow, straight up. Now, they do have revenge. I was on the Grizzlies in the last game. I even got it at +10. Then Luka was ruled out because he had a baby. I was all over the Grizzlies in that game. They won straight up by 14 points. So Mavs have revenge, but they also got the Lakers on day tomorrow. It's a funky spot because we know that we want to fade the Lakers in their first game after come out Vegas. We know that they got drunk. Like I said, I partied with some of them. You know what I'm saying? So, but they did have 2 straight days off. But I'd like for the Mavs to lose this game so I could take them tomorrow. But they do have revenge. It's just a tough game for me to figure out, to be honest with you. The Grizzlies they're 1-9 at the house, my guys. 3-7 against the spread. So they have not been balling out at the house for whatever reason. But they have started to play a lot better. They're 4-1. They're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. Before they lost versus the Timberwolves, they were 4-0. You see what I'm saying? They had won 3 or 4. So that was like a letdown spot coming home off 3 straight road games. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this game. I hope the Grizzlies can win. I know that the Mavs have revenge. I know that Kyrie is probably not playing this game, but if he doesn't play, he probably plays tomorrow versus the Lakers. I think the Mavs can smack up the Lakers tomorrow. So I don't want them to win this game. I want them to be coming off a loss the way they pissed off, man. And then I can take them tomorrow. So that's how I'm looking at the game. I want Grizzlies to win. That doesn't mean that they are, though. You see what I'm saying? A couple more games here. Let's go over straight to the Sacramento here. Kings laying 4.5 at the house versus the Nets in this one. Don't really like the spot for the Nets. The Nets have been balling. They're the number 1 ATS team in the league, 16-4-1 against the spread, but also something that people don't think about. And I know somebody that just came from New York to Vegas as well. And my guy was damn near dog tired, man. You got to understand, you're going over all fucking time zones. I know that they've had like a couple of days off. They've had 2 days off, but you're going from the East Coast, a far, far East Coast, my guy, all the way to the West Coast. You see what I'm saying? So Nets have been red hot. They've won 6 of the last 7. They've covered 7 of the last 8. The team has been going under the radar. They have, but The Kings, let me see. It is the first of a back-to-back for the Kings. They got the Clippers tomorrow. Last time they faced them, they lost by 14. I don't know what to do with this game. The Nets have been playing better basketball. They can match up with the Kings. I kind of noticed earlier this year that the Kings are they're not as good as they were last year. A lot of teams, they know what they want to do now. They know how to play the Kings. They're not surprised them. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Kings got the job done here. And this is a late night sleepy spot for the Nets as well. Remember, they play all early games. They're used to playing early games over there at the house. Now you playing a late. This game is going to end like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, body clock wise for the Nets. They could run out of. They could start to yawn. Oh shit! They could, you know what I'm saying? Start yawning towards the end of this game, man. So don't like the schedule spot or like the geographic spot. You see what I'm saying for the Nets here, but I know that they can match up well with them. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets won the game outright, but I can't say I'd probably lean towards the Kings here. I probably lean towards the King, more of the spot. You see what I'm saying? Because they're probably going to get smacked up by the Clippers tomorrow anyway. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna watch this. Hopefully I'll get to the house in time for this game. Let me see, 10. Hopefully I'll get in time at the house in time for this game. I'm gonna watch it deeply, and then the Kings win, I'm fading tomorrow. If they lose, and I might take them. You see what I'm saying? I gotta watch the game. When the team plays back to back, watch the game the day before. Look for any little Knicks snacks, all that shit. Last game, man. Clippers laying 13 versus the Blazers. I don't know what to do with this game. I'm not fucking with this game. I'm not laying 13 with the Clippers. What the fuck are we doing here? They won 9 of the last 10. Sorry if you guys got kids listening with you, man, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't drink today, but I've been drinking a lot the past couple days. Not really yesterday. I didn't drink that much because I was still messed off from Friday. Clippers have basically owned them. Not won 9 of the last 10. They've covered 7. They've covered 7 of the last 10 as well, my guys. Blazers lost 3 straight. I don't even know who's playing in this game, man. I don't even know who's playing. Aiden, let's see, Brogdon. I don't even know who's playing. I can't say if everybody plays. I can't lay 13 with the Clippers though. I can't lay 13 with the Clippers. You see what I'm saying? It's just something that I can't do, man. But what are you guys thinking? My guy said Blazers plus 30. He said, you still in Vegas? Yeah, I can't wait to leave this motherfucker, man. I got to get up out this motherfucker. This place is not good for me, man. This place is not good for me. You see what I'm saying? Suns on deck. Who's Suns on deck for who? For the Clippers? Suns on deck for who? I'm finna get out of here, man. I'm just talking some shit. Let me see who got the Suns on deck. Who has the Suns on deck, my guy? Bulls, Heat, Wizards, 3 teams sprinkle. Anthony Edwards just popped up on FanDuel. What do you mean? Aiden and Brogdon questionable. Yeah. Suns on deck for Brooklyn. That's a good point. We know Mikal Bridges is gonna be checked out for this one then, because he can't wait. Hey, Mikal Bridges want to go back and show up the Suns. Like, look, motherfucker, look here, what y'all passed up on. You see what I'm saying? What did y'all say about Anthony Edwards? What just popped up? Anthony Edwards is out. I told you, this motherfucker hurt, bro. He hurt. Is he officially out or what? Let me see. Is he officially out? I don't see that he's officially out, man. But let me get up out of here, man. I'm gonna let you guys know what I'm looking at today, man. No, it ain't casino L's. No, I ain't taking the L's with that. It's just like it's a lot of distractions out here. You see what I'm saying? It's a ton of distractions, my guys. I like being at the house. I'm in the basement, locked in. I got a couple of TVs set up down there. I'm in the basement, locked in. You see what I'm saying? That's why we was on that little run there, man. Just staying focused, bro. Staying focused, trusting myself, noticing the patterns, man. Trusting my instincts, being calculated, and I ain't regretting shit, man. I don't think Edwards should play. But I ain't here to waste y'all time. This is what I'm looking at for today, my guys. This is what I think the top plays are today on the card. Wizards plus a 12.5. So heavy lean to Jazz plus 12.5. Heavy lean to Spurs plus 9.5. I do like the Pelicans first quarter, first half. I didn't take them full game, but I got to get there with them full game too. I think this is a spot for the Pelicans, and I think the line is telling us everything here. We know that the Wolves probably should be favoring this game, but they're not. Here, and it's going to look easy to take the Wolves here, and I think they get smoked up. Mainly, not that I'm betting against the Wolves because they're a top-tier team. This is a bet on the Pelicans. Bounce back fucking J spot. They got everybody back. They got Najee Marshall. They got Trey Murphy back. They got Jose Alvarado. Jose says, you know what? This is my fault. I should have had my team more ready to go. I should have told Zion, don't go out there messing with them ladies. You know what I'm saying? Wait till we get to the house, man. But Zion didn't want to listen to it. Now they back at the house. They talking about Zion being fat. They talking about, I said, you know what? The next game they play, Zion gonna go crazy. I know the whole team is ready to bounce back, guys. They're ready to bounce back. Pelicans trifecta spot, man. Pelicans trifecta spot, bro. They getting this shit done. They getting this shit done tonight, man. I'm telling you this. And I also saw people that, I'm just saying, people think that the Wolves are like easier. They probably look at the game like, what? They can't be 3-pointer dogs. I think it shows everything. I think the fact that the Wolves are 3-pointer dogs and it's going up to 4, that tells you everything, bro. It tells you everything, man. So that's what I'm liking, man. You don't have to take the Wizards. It's one of the worst teams in the NBA. Just me personally, I think that Embiid is going to sit out, and I think that the Wizards can keep the game within double digits. That's just what I think. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to take it. The Pelicans, I think that's one of the strongest looks of the day. I was going to be all over the Jazz. They got like 3 injuries and shit, motherfucker sick and all this, but I still heavily lean Jazz and Spurs, but I can't get there, man. But Pelicans, first quarter, first half, full game, that's the spot today, in my opinion. And I also think the Wizards plus the 12.5 is the spot. And if you like it, you probably want to take it early because I don't see Embiid playing. I don't see Anthony Edwards playing, my guys. Let me see. What was the other leans? I do lean towards the Bulls. Heavily lean to the Bulls plus 11.5. I ain't gonna lie to you. I heavily lean that shit. They hot right now. I'll heavily lean to the Heat in the bounce back spot as well. Maybe small lean to the Nuggets. The Hawks are so, you never know what you're going to get from these motherfuckers, bro. You never know what you're going to get. And then I'd like for the Grizzlies to win. I could take the Mavs tomorrow. And then if Brogdon and Aiden play, I'd lean towards Blazers plus 13 and small lean towards Kings as well, man. So that's the show, man. Got to head back to the house. I got to get back locked in because when I'm at the house, I don't be focused on drinking, none of that shit. I'm going to the casino trying to get bands every day. Trying to get bands, man. Trying to make 5 bands a day. You see what I'm saying? But it's all love, man. I love you guys, man. Hit the like button, man. Remember, we stand focused, man. We stand focused. We're staying calculated. We're noticing the patterns. We're staying calculated, making calculated decisions, and we're not gonna have any regrets, my guys. Let's get locked in one time, bro. Let's get locked in one time for the one time, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Let's get this cash. Let's get this money. See what I'm saying? And we out, man. It's all love. Hopefully I get back to the house safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. It's all. I appreciate this, Zach. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all. It's all love, man. And I'll do this shit. People, last thing I gotta say, bro. I really hope y'all appreciate this shit because my guy told me I'm at the game and I told him, bro, check me out. And you know what I'm saying? I do free picks and all this other shit. He's like, bro, why you don't sell picks? You know how much money, bro, I could make? He's like, you know how much money you're missing out on? I say, bro, I don't do this shit for the money. I can bet my own games and make my own money, bro. I know I could probably make $200,000 a year just off selling picks. I don't do that shit for the money, bro. I do this for the people. You see what I'm saying? Do this shit for the people, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's get this cash, man. I don't have to sell no damn picks. We here every fucking day, my guys. Let's go. We out, baby. It's all love. Let's get some cash.